The Essex Seamers put their side on top before Glamorgan fought back with the ball themselves at the end of a 12-wicket first day of their latest LV County Championship match at the Swalec Stadium in Cardiff. The ground staff did a wonderful job in getting the game started on time after Tuesday's downpours, and Essex made a bright start after inserting their hosts, with Ben Wright falling in the 5th over, Ben Folkes diving forward to take the catch off bat and pad. Wright was out with all 6 runs on the board going to him, but both his opening partner Will Bragg and Stuart Walters then got the board ticking over in sunny but not warm conditions in South Wales. By the end of the 9th over of the match, they'd taken the total along to 30. But this was a day in which Essex rarely had to wait too long for a wicket, and the next came when Graham Napier, the county's talisman this summer, came on and struck with his first ball by having Bragg taken behind for 17. Essex would not be the first team to perceive the next man in, Marcus North, as the Glamorgan danger man, but instead it was Walters who dominated the scoring for the next hour with some terrific stroke play which was at odds with what else was going on out in the centre. Walters has made an indifferent start to this season, but you would never have known that the way he played this impressive Essex pace attack. He was especially good through the offside when he was given enough room to cut, although that was by no means his only scoring shot, as he raced towards his first half-century of the summer. He left North behind in his wake in doing so. Not bad for a man who totalled only 62 runs in his previous 5 innings. That 50 duly arrived off only 51 deliveries with this single off the returning Ravi Bopara. Having blown their last LV County Championship match against Lancashire right at the end after dominating for 2.5 days out of 3, Walters had helped his side put that right to the back of their minds. The former Surrey man was on 55 out of a total of 87 when he lost North, who'd scored 8 after 65 minutes when he got a thick edge off this ball from Masters and saw it land in the hands of Tim Phillips. In spite of the excellent efforts, as ever, from Masters, the morning did belong to Walters, who was still there at the break. But it was the visitors who started to take control shortly after the restart, once Murray Goodwin got the thinnest of inside edges to this ball from Rhys Topley and was bowled for a single. Topley, who'd bowled well without success in the morning, then removed the danger man Walters in his next over, the batsman rather gifting his wicket away by trying to hit the cover off a very short and wide ball that the bowler seemed a little embarrassed by. Greg Smith claimed the catch on the extra cover boundary. Worse followed for the Welshmen, who then lost their captain Mark Wallace in the next over as he was somehow bowled by Masters. See if you can work out how that occurred. It did, and it left Glamorgan in some bother. They'd lost 3 wickets in 3 overs for only 10 runs and had now slipped to 114 for 6. It was all beginning to look too much like a repeat of that second innings collapse against Lancashire at Colwyn Bay a fortnight ago. Graham Wagg and the ever-reliable Jim Allenby stopped the rot, though. That was until Wagg did a Walters and threw his wicket away, chasing and edging a wide one from Bopara, which now left the home side on 142 for 7 just before tea. It had been Essex's session, but they were delayed briefly from continuing by a sharp shower. Back on, and Allenby did what he's been doing for much of this summer by keeping the opposition at bay. Allenby is a player who rarely turns heads, although his excellent stats, not only for this season but throughout his career, suggest that he should. The Australian-born all-rounder averages a very respectable 39 with the bat through his 8-year career, and that rises to 47 this year, while he also has an average of 25 with the ball in the first-class game, 18 this season. And he was now dominating a very significant 8th-wicket partnership with Dean Koska. Within it, Allenby recorded his second 50 of the summer. He's currently the county's leading run scorer this season. Koska deserves more of a mention too. He batted for 2.25 hours in total and helped Allenby add 71 runs in 24 overs for the 8th wicket. So, by the time that Allenby was out for an excellent 77 LBW to Bopara, Glamorgan had recovered to 213 for 8. Allenby was bitterly disappointed to see the dreaded risen finger. The second new ball soon had the incredible Masters to his second 5-wicket haul of the summer and the 26th of his colourful career. Michael Hogan slogged into Topley, while Koska's resistance was ended on 18 when he came down the wicket but only placed his shot into the hands of Bopara at mid-on. That gave Masters figures of 5 for 44, impressive as always. Glamorgan were all out for a more respectable 231, and they then did some damage in the 7 overs they had with the ball. Tom Westley left the wrong delivery, the fourth of the reply, alone. While Masters' day was ruined when he failed as a night watchman, being trapped in front by another nitbacker from Hogan, whose figures read 4 overs, 3 maidens, 2 for 1 by the close. The big Aussie had ensured that Essex's earlier dominance had evaporated quickly as the visitors ended the day in sunshine on 10 for 2, so they will have some work to do on the second day to claw their way back. They will begin it 221 runs behind.